Hi, I'm Mike, and you're watching Spiritual Combat. And the title of today's video is How to Fix a Feminized Man. And, in this society today, you just see a lot of feminized men. And this video comes, I'm answering a question a viewer asked me. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to read through their question and answer it as we go on, because she has a lot of questions in there, and we're just gonna go through it, and hopefully this can help people out, because I thought it was a good question. But yeah, in this society, there is a concerted effort, and it's all around to feminize the men. I mean, there's no you can't find any good masculine male model, like a model of male masculinity. You can't find it anywhere. Yeah, when there is a model of male masculinity, is not a healthy and a biblical one, and it can still get you in trouble. Okay, so we're gonna go through on how to fix this. In this particular video, from a woman's perspective, when a woman realizes, hey, my husband's feminized, and but he doesn't realize he's feminized. Okay, so we'll go through the process of what can be done to remedy this situation. All right, so let's get into the question. I'll bring it up here. And it says, okay, I have a question. My husband happens to be one, as you described in your video. His father was in the home part-time because he was a truck driver, which means my husband was raised by his mother and his older sister. Okay, so this is the thing. I see what a lot of men get deceived by is they get deceived chasing money and then getting lured out of their house, and their house isn't in order or set up right to do it. I've had opportunities to leave my household and go make money. I could have went to Saudi Arabia and just other places. Plenty of opportunities come up, but that home is everything. You want to keep that home right. You don't want to go running out chasing after money and your house is out of order and all that stuff like that. Um, I mean, there's already, especially in a black household, there's already a concerted effort of getting that black man out of that house. You know, money's just one of the things. A lot of times it's locking them up. It's a lot of times it's turning the woman against him to make them not want to be there and running them out of the house. I mean, but that's another video, you know what I'm saying, altogether. But you see that a lot, men leaving the house to get that money, Sometimes that's the only thing to do, but it's imperative that you be up in that house, okay? But anyway, I'm not going to go into all that. We're going to stick to the topic here. All right, so I'll pull it back up. It says he is gossipy, noise. Maybe she means noisy, and if the juice is really good, he often uses. I think she uses that term. Girl, let me tell you. Like, girl, let me tell you. Like, okay, yeah, that's feminized. Like, dudes don't be saying that. All right. It is quite sickening to me, and I don't even know if he realizes what he's doing, as I did not witness this portion of him before we got married. Okay, whenever things get tough in our marriage, he runs home to mom. Okay, so, all right. So a whole bunch of stuff. We'll digest it piece by piece. So yeah, he's using feminine terms and stuff like that, and like I have that video. Uh, I think it's called The Importance of Being Assertive, or it might be like how to be a masculine male or something like that. I have a bunch of videos on relationships, but the thing that creates attraction in women is being assertive, being like aggressive and assertive, not acting like a woman. That does not attract them. That pushes them away. But that spirit is just pushed so hard out there with society, with the media, especially the media, for men to act silly and not be real masculine, like the strong, silent type man. Okay. So yeah, that's a big deal. Now the other thing she said is, as I did not witness, so she said she didn't witness this portion of him before she got married, and that's another thing I teach in my videos and I'm just going through this. I'm gonna begin to provide the solution. I'm not just, but I'm addressing each thing, and then I'm gonna really break down how to fix this. So don't think I'm just going around it. But when you get married, a lot of people, they get married by the world's standards. I have a video about the world's definition of love is the Bible's definition of lust, and just how that whole marriage process is twisted. There's no standards. Like, people don't have any standards of evaluating, hey, is this a good man or is this a good woman? But they're there. Those standards are in the Bible. The man is really, like, the whole Bible is a standard of how the man is supposed to be. The church sells you this feminized version of Jesus, but Jesus was no joke. Like, Jesus was rough. Jesus didn't spare your feelings when he told you something. Jesus told people stuff and they tried to kill him. So what was he saying? Where he could just tell somebody something and they're right there, so heated and emotional that they're trying to kill him. Jesus was a real man. Jesus was a strong, silent type. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't like, oh, let's give faggots cupcakes and treat him like this. He wasn't like that. He'd tell him, you going to hell. You better get right. Like, he bring it. You know what I'm saying? And he pissed people off. He died for it. So these churches feminize people. They don't tell men the truth. They don't provide a model of how a man should be. But the Bible does provide a model of how a man should be. And I have plenty of verses on that. It says, if a man doesn't provide for his house, he's worse than an infidel. And people think, oh yeah, he need to be providing money. No, that you see plenty of men making millions of dollars and their homes are disasters. Okay, it's not that. If he doesn't provide spiritual leadership and guidance to his house, he's worse than an infidel. But there's plenty of scriptures. A man should rule his house well. He should rule it. You know what I'm saying? So all that stuff, there's a model, and I have a video on it. I know I keep saying this over and over, but I got a video on for women on how to choose a real man. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing out there for these women to go on except their emotions, because a lot of these women, they don't have a good father figure in their life to evaluate a man and say, hey, yeah, he's a good man. You know what I'm saying? Because a man can see real fast whether a dude is soft or if he the real deal, and if he fake and not a man of his word. If he just BSing you, a man can see through it real fast, especially like a real man can easily evaluate a man really quick, but there's not a lot of real men out there, and a lot of real men, women are taught to run them off by media and society. But anyway, let's keep pressing on. So it says, and So she said she didn't really notice that when she got married, before they got married or whatever. She's not trained to notice that she's a woman. And I'm sure she wasn't taught in the word how to, or in church or whatever, how to evaluate a man, because you'd be able to see that real easy. Or bring him around a man that who's trusted in the word to say, yeah, this is a good guy, this, that, and other, whatever. So she missed it. But what I'm trying to say is there were signs there. There's always signs. And the signs, if you know what to look for, like even me as a man looking at a woman, evaluating a woman, the signs, when you're trained in them, you could pick out a good woman within the first minute of talking to them. You know what I'm saying? So it can be done. But anyway, I'm just putting that out there. So whenever things get tough in our marriage, he runs home to mama. And that's a big no-no. That's a big sign of somebody soft. Like up here in my marriage, when it gets tough, it's the Thunderdome. We locked in a cage, ain't nobody getting out. We bang it out in the octagon. We don't get physical or anything, but I'm just saying we deal with it. And if it get too heated, I'll leave. I'll just go somewhere, or we'll let each other calm down, or we'll go to bed or whatever, and then talk like regular people when our emotions come back down. And you're supposed to deal with a woman according to wisdom. So I don't get so mad where I'm like, oh, forget it, and we just don't talk for a week. No, we calm down. And normally if my wife's mad, it's for a logical reason. She might get emotional or whatever, but we'll figure it out and work it out. And it's not, but for a dude to run off to his mother, now I don't know all the details behind that, but I mean, that's soft. Like, but if he's a feminized man, you don't have the masculine tools to handle conflict. So it's just a frustrating situation, and I need more information on that to really go in on it. And his major influence is his older sister. Heck nah. See, yeah, that's, it's like, see, when I go through something with my wife, I don't need to talk to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because a real man, like I said, is assertive. So he knows his boundaries. He knows who he is. He lays down boundaries. He thinks in black and white, not in ambiguity. So it's either one or two, this or that, yes or no, black or white. It's not, oh, I need to get 20 people's opinion and think and see how I feel about it. Nah, like a real man just makes his mind up, okay? So I do realize that there is an unnatural soul tie there, okay? Exactly. So this is a spiritual thing. So I am the exact opposite. I was raised only by my mother. That's another problem now, okay? And I have a younger brother, 6 years younger than me. I was not exposed to all this sister girl gossip stuff that goes on in many families, okay? Now, she was only raised by her mother. Was her father in her life? See, I don't know that. I don't think he was. So, and the reason I don't think her father was in her life is because she was attracted to a feminized man, okay? A lot of women who are raised by women are naturally going to go with a soft, feminized man. They're not going to, they're going to they really won't be able to get along with a aggressive alpha male, because they'll clash with that. You know what I'm saying? And that, you could take that to the bank. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm filling in the equation. Like she said, hey, I was raised by my mother and I'm with a feminized man. So that's, to me, that's like 1 + 1 = 2. So it naturally equals, okay, you didn't have a masculine figure in your life either, because you're gonna be attracted to a soft man, and that's not something to get mad about, because this thing is by design, man. It's like everything, Satan has flipped everything upside down, and his tool is this American culture, this Greco-European culture that we're in. It is designed to destroy us as a people. And let me say this also. This is the more personal you think it is, the more universal it is. This is universal. This is standard issue. Like, this is cookie cutter. This is what everybody's dealing with. Okay, across the board. All right. But I was not exposed to all this. And then she said she had a younger brother, so maybe her younger brother might have grown up feminized and not a hardcore masculine man. And let me tell you, a lot of women don't really understand what I'm talking about. Like, for instance, me in my house, growing up, I was kind of feminized and grew up. I wasn't, like I said, I knew the basic shell of being a man, but my whole thing was, hey, get pussy and get as much of it as I can. Like, and that's a feminized man too, who just out there sticking women and moving on and running around and all that stuff like that. That's another form of feminism. He not, oh, hey, like that, but he can't control his emotions either. So I was that type of dude, and I had to learn how to, and I wasn't even good at being a dog out there. I would just get whatever came along and run through it, but I didn't know how to attract the type of woman I wanted and keep her. And I had to teach myself how to be a real man, and I had to learn it myself through the word and through the path that God took me through to learn all that stuff. But now I am a real masculine man, and my wife, see, it was the same thing. Like, my wife was brought up in a home where she didn't have a man in the house. She was raised by her mother for the most part. So it was some clash in there. Okay. But I woke up and realized that I needed to be a real man on my own. Your situation is a little different, and we're getting ready to get into how to solve what you're dealing with in your situation. But let's keep reading. I was not exposed to all that, so she wasn't exposed to all that gossip and stuff. So that's not something that's natural to me, and it's not natural, and it's not right, and it's not biblical, and it shouldn't feel right. And you got a lot, but it's natural and normal out in society because you see it everywhere. Not even with my girlfriends. I get uncomfortable with that kind of stuff, and you should. Okay. My question is this: how can that soul tie be broken? It is a nasty thing to witness. It's a turnoff. Yeah, it's a turnoff to a woman when a man isn't leading and being aggressive and this, that, and the other. Okay. Witness, and it does not make me feel good toward him as a man or as my husband. Exactly. You're not going to be attracted to a feminized man. The feminine is attracted to the masculine, and a man is naturally masculine, is designed to be masculine, is supposed to be masculine, and a woman is supposed to be feminine. So, and when it's like that, the thing works, it runs smooth. Okay. He even gossips with other men, which is even more sickening. I understand 100% of all that you're saying. Again, it's in my house. How can that be broken? What can be done about that? And will he ever find his masculine side if it exists? And it does exist. But that's a spirit. It's a spirit. And yeah, you want to know how it can be broken. Well, number one, you need to address them straight up and say, look, this is your behavior. You're not being a masculine man, and it's a turn off to me. And I love you, and I'm gonna be here for you. But I'm just letting you know that you're not exemplifying masculine biblical behavior. You know, I don't know if y'all are in the word. I don't know if y'all go to church. I'm sure you do. But if you go to church, get out of church. Stop going to these daggone churches, because these churches are feminized. These churches are full of homosexual men. The whole thing. They don't teach men how to be men in church. Okay? Get out of there. You know, do some type of Bible, find a Bible study group that teaches the true word. I'm working on televising our Sabbath service that we do every Saturday. I'm working on that, on this live streaming. I've done it a couple times already. Tune into that. You know, y'all could both do it. Call in or whatever. Call me if he wants to talk, and or let him see the videos, you know. But anyway, you need to tell him, though. The first step, don't beat around bush. Be straight and up with him and let him know, hey, this is how I feel. This is how you're acting. You do act feminized. I know you were raised by women, but you need to find your masculine side. I need a man in this house. Okay? Tell him about it. Don't nag him about it. Okay? Because that's the worst thing you could do. And you're gonna, when a woman nags a man, she crushes his masculinity more. Okay? And so you're going to be making it worse if you nag him about it. But you do need to earnestly and honestly talk to him about it. Okay? Now, the next thing you need to do, okay, is this scripture here. And this is, I'm pulling it up. Okay, this is 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 1 through 7. It says, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husband. Okay, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives, while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear. So let's go through all that. Basically, what this is saying and what I'm saying is win him over by acting like a biblical woman, being submitted to him. And this is probably bringing up like a bad taste in your mouth, like, ooh, I just threw up in my mouth, because like, how could I respect him when he acts like that? But you got to remember, you're half of it is your responsibility, because you married him, you chose him. Okay? And if you love him and care about him, you're gonna do what it takes to win him over. So you got to make him feel like a man. Tell him you want him to act like a man. You're gonna have to let him lead. You're gonna have to encourage him to lead. And even when it hurts, like, okay, this might be he might be making a bad decision, but I gotta let him, you gotta put the training wheels on him so he could begin to be a man and learn how to ride without those training wheels. But you're going to have to back off and let him be a man in certain situations. Now, if it's some life or death situation, some big decision, and it's just not time, you know, you might need to step in. You know, and again, you haven't put, you know, you haven't I only have what you've written here. So I'm imagining if he's like that, you're probably leading and running the show also. So anyway, but yeah, you got to do what this verse says. Now, and it says, while they behold your chaste conversation. And what I did is pulled up the definition of chaste. And I think it's more for, so I'll read through them all. It says refraining from sexual intercourse that is regarded as contrary to morality and religion, virtuous, virgin, not engaging in sexual relations, free from obscenity, decent, undefiled, or stainless, pure in style, not excessively ornamented, simple. So just being kind of a godly, holy woman, not some ghetto chick like, look, you need to start acting like a man, blah, blah, and all ghetto and crazy acting, and you walk around dressed like a hoochie and all this stuff. No, just be a humble, godly woman, and let him be a man and you be feminine, and don't come out of your femininity. And he's going to naturally begin to gravitate to being a real man. Okay. So let's see. All right, hold on one sec. All right. So, but yeah, so you gotta kind of, because naturally, what a woman's naturally gonna do, or what a worldly woman's gonna do, is nag him. She begins to get turned off, so she's arguing with him all the time because she just turned off by him, and the marriage is just gonna begin to erode apart and break apart, and you can't go that route. Like, that's what your flesh is gonna be telling you to do, but you gotta be a woman of God and have that faith. The other thing, like I always talk about, is supplication. Pray, fast, seek the Lord. Like, earnestly pray and seek the Lord. When I say seek the Lord, I'm talking about read the word, study. There's people out there teaching on this topic, especially me. Watch more of my videos, study the word, read the scriptures, seek out people with knowledge on this stuff. There's people teaching this stuff all over the place. Like I said, I more or less focus on relationships with this channel. But so pray, fast, seek the Lord. When I say fast, give up something, skip meals, go on a fast, go on a sugar fast, anything containing sugar in it, don't eat it. Fast from TV, whatever, give up something, showing how sincere and serious you are about seeking the Lord and getting your house in order and getting your husband in order. But I'm telling you, dealing with men, a frontal assault isn't the way to go. You know what I'm saying? Men, even a feminized man, isn't gonna handle. If you do a frontal assault, and when I say a frontal assault, nagging and being argumentative and tearing your house apart with arguing and just being contentious towards them. Like, if you do that, you're going to feminize him even more. You're going to crush his spirit even more. You got to treat this thing like a plant and water it and gently bring it up. Like, if you want a seed, if you want a plant to grow, you don't just, all right, you need to grow taller, plant, and just rip it up. You're going to pull the roots up out of it and the plant's going to die. You got to water and fertilize it and bring it up. So you got to grow, you got to let him, you got to create an environment that encourages him to be a man. Okay? And it's a balancing act. You know what I'm saying? It's like riding a bike, And some of these dudes are so feminized. My little saying I use is, it's like teaching a fish how to ride a bike. And you trying to tell the fish it's in water, and the fish is like, what's wet? What is being wet? It's it can be frustrating. But with God, all things are possible, and you got the blueprint, you got the word, and, like I said, I'm here. Keep asking questions. I got my Facebook page. Go on there. You could contact me on there, and there's plenty of information. So let's keep reading. It says, he even gossips with other men, which is, it's sickening because he's feminine. It's a sickening thing when a dude's not acting like a real man. You know what I'm saying? and she's using the words. It's nasty. It's sickening. You know, I understand 100% of all that you're saying. Again, it's in my house. How can that be broken? And like I said, I told you how to break it. You know what I'm saying? Um, and just if you can kind of let him watch my videos, or tell him, or begin tuning into our Sabbath service we have on Saturday around 2-3 o'clock. Like I said, I'm begin to start trying to live stream it either on Facebook or YouTube. I've done it on YouTube a couple times. So I'm gonna just try to work harder at doing that. So yeah, that's what I like to do. And tune into it, and hopefully he'll grab onto it and start watching more videos. Now, what I'm saying is, you know, reward his behavior when he acts like a man, and you kind of lead a decision. Look, you the man in the house. I'm gonna let you make the decision, or whatever it is. You a woman. Y'all definitely know how to manipulate a man. So manipulate him in a godly, righteous way. So I don't have to tell you all. I don't know all the areas where he needs to step up at. So you know, and I'm sure you'll know how to kind of encourage him to subtly be a man in that area. You know what I'm saying? But definitely address it straight up, bring it up, sit him down and tell him. And if you need to tell him more times, but don't nag him. Not every day, all day. He come home and he got to hear your big mouth. You ain't a man, this, that, and the other. He going to be like, and he going to become more of a woman. So, but do that. Let me see. And you said, how can that be broken? I think I addressed that pretty good. Okay, let me show you something else. I got another. Okay, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 8. Verse 8 through 10. It says, nay, ye do wrong and defraud, and that your brethren. I meant 9. It's 9. It says, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate. Okay? So effeminate men are not inheriting the kingdom of God. So these so-called metrosexuals, and they're not getting in. All these soft dudes, they're not getting in the kingdom. And you've identified this thing, so fight for your husband, man. Fight for his spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's imperative. Okay? And the definition of effeminate is having feminine qualities untypical of a man, not manly in appearance or manner, marked by an unbecoming delicacy or over refinement. And I ain't the best reader in the world, so I'm a mechanic. I'm not a scholar. Okay, but anyway, so not manly in appearance or manner. Okay, so, but you've identified it. That's the big thing. And you need to bring it to his attention, and let him know, and say, hey, I want to get in some type of ministry or get in some teachings where we could learn to be in order as husband and wife and whatever. And like I said, you let me know, write me back or whatever, or get on Facebook and let me know. And I'm gonna go hard on making sure I consistently get our Sabbath service televised, or not televised, but live. I start live streaming it so other people, because I got a couple other people I need to do it for, and I'm gonna just make a note. I'm gonna start televising this thing every time, or live streaming it every time I need to. I gotta get on the ball with that, because I see it's important. Because I can't tell you, hey, come out of church and there's nothing. Well, what are you going to do then? How are you going to fellowship? Where are you going to get taught? So I need to get focused on that, and I will. But it's important. And I don't know if you heard of this guy. His name's LeVar Ball, but it's an example of how society, LeVar Ball is the father of, I forget what the guy's name is, something Ball. He plays basketball for UCLA. His son does. And his father's just real involved with developing his basketball skills. And he's real vocal too. And so the media, of course, takes to that. But you could tell they don't like it. But this dude is the model of a way a man should be. Like, he's aggressive, he's alpha, he's over the top. So anyway, I got a video, kind of some of his highlights of how he is. And it's not what society likes. They don't like loud, aggressive, vocal men. They don't like that, because loud, aggressive, vocal men raise warriors. And that's what they don't want. Okay, so hold on. Let me, okay, I'll just pull up. So this is him. There we go. All right. So here I play the video.
Will you stop it? Don't
Never
apologize on
lost
TV.
one-on-one.
That don't make any sense. Listen,
Ain't nobody beat me in heyday one-on-one.
Why you saying stuff like that?
Distance one-on-one.
That's that man. You look like you were tired.
Hey, let me ask you this like I tell him.
That's why you smiling right
Did
now.
I win or lose? Did I win or lose?
Right.
All I care about is the W. I don't
You
care
were
how I
tired
get
from
it.
dancing, and you talking about you gonna beat Michael Jordan?
Michael
How you gonna
Jordan.
do that?
How you gonna beat me?
You know what? It's good.
I gotta hear how you gonna beat me.
Pick your poison.
How's he gonna beat me?
Why are you saying stuff like
Tell
this?
me how's he gonna beat me.
Why are you doing this? Why are you?
Tell me.
Is this another marketing tool of yours?
Check this out.
What?
Everybody used to say who was the best, Michael Jordan or
Who did you
LeBron.
think was the best?
They
Who
said,
did you think
who's
was the best?
Kobe or LeBron?
Who did you think was the best?
Guess what the story is now?
Who's
better, LeVar or Michael
Ain't
Jordan?
nobody think about no damn LeVar.
Yes, they are. Look at you. Who we talking about?
Think about no LeVar.
Me and
LeVar? Are you good? Lonzo, yes. Not LeVar.
Lonzo don't want to see me. I'm too big, too strong. One-on-one?
You know what? I'm going to move
5-on-5, he
on.
break.
The blasphemy coming out of your mouth. I'm
You're not ready for this.
You were on record talking about put your son.
Oh! If this was yeah! Heavyweight, we're going to 3. The heavyweight. We're going to 3. We're going to 3. And no 3-pointers and no jump shots. No 3-pointers.
So anyway, that's LeVar Ball. He over the top, but that is what being a man, like, that's the essential. Like, he go hard and he talk and he don't back down, and he not a quitter. They got a little documentary on YouTube. It's like a half-hour documentary about him and how he raises his kids, and he's like a personal trainer for like 20 of the kids in the neighborhood. They come by his house every day and work out with basketball, and he just that dude. Like, that's a good model of the way a man should be, but they kind of try to make him look silly. You know what I'm saying? But I get him on a deep level. And that, they don't want this society don't want a real man in the house. They think they don't. And a lot of women think they don't want a real man in the house, but women are attracted to men like that. You know what I'm saying? And the feminine men, it's like me, I don't like feminine men aren't even around me. Like I noticed that they're never around me in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because I probably would tease them if they get around me. I don't know. It's just like, I think I guess they're pushed off by the masculinity or whatever, but I just don't deal with dudes like that. And it's nothing I do on purpose. It's just when you're masculine, you be around masculine dudes, you know? The soft dudes that they're pushed away by, you know what I'm saying, by a real masculine men. So, but anyway, that, you know, that's from with the information you provided to me there. That's what I recommend you do. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and the Bible says, win him over by your behavior, by being the submitted, godly woman. You know, that's how you're gonna win him over. Anyway, like I said, if you got any other questions, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube. Put a comment up there. Do whatever you need to do. I'll get right back to you. That was you had a real good question, and I'll be praying for you. And so yeah, you're watching Spiritual Combat. Check me out on YouTube and Facebook. And have a nice day.